Are you curious about a few things that you would do that would cause you to lose millions on doing Airbnb, VRBO, or short and mid-term rentals? Well, I got a few of them here for you. Actually, right now I've got about 8 of them that I'm going to tell you. Hello, everybody. My name is John. I do videos on this. I've been doing short and medium-term rentals for a super long time, and fingers crossed, pretty much moving all the way to mid-term rentals now. With so many online businesses to choose from out there these days, why not choose one that has most dependable and frequent 4- and 5-figure deposits that you can get? That is actually renting, utilizing all the different sites out there so you can rent your places. And, obviously you're going to have to select the right area. But here are some of the items that if you do, you're going to lose millions. And when I say millions, what do we really mean here? It's really that over a period of a long period of years, right? I mean, even like a really good Airbnb, if it makes 100,000 a year, I would say that's kind of a top performer, at least in gross, right? So, you might have quite a few of them, for example, which would cause you to lose millions. But if you're looking at a horizon over, 10, 15 years, something like that, you could, potentially lose millions by doing the wrong things because you're going to actually just not get bookings. Okay, here we go. Number 1 is not taking professional photos. So why on earth would you or anyone go and spend all this money buying a place, investing in a place, furnishing a place, getting it ready, doing a rehab, getting it ready to rent, and then not do professional photos? Well, I'm certainly guilty myself of doing lots of photos with my iPhone over time. I also, did have professional photographers and would also shoot alongside of them with a really nice camera as well. So it really goes, to say it goes a long way, folks. I mean, it's the number one thing. So not only is it going to be, hugely important to get professional photos, but also when you go and get the right stuff, like if you, for example, you start to spend money on like the furnishings in the family room, you're really doing it obviously for your place, but also for the professional photos. So make sure that you focus on the right areas. Like for example, in one of my listings, I have just absolutely stellar views, beautiful sunsets, and like a pool there. So I pretty much lead the photos with that. Just to give you a quick glimpse of what I'm talking about, here is my Zillow listing. I've got Zillow for midterm rentals, but basically, as you can see, this is actually just my iPhone. It's not the professional photos, but here, I pretty much lead with some sunset and beautiful view shots of like the lake and the mountains, and then you can see a couple more of them here. And then, okay, so number 2 thing that if you don't do this, you're going to be losing out on millions, is not optimizing your property listing. So what I mean by that is you need to take notes, whatever you got to do. You've got to highlight every little teeny tiny aspect that people are going to be interested in that you can think of, right? So for example, one of my rentals is in this community that has great pickleball courts, again, like beautiful lake, lots of different things you can do with the tennis courts, pool, all that stuff. So you need to really highlight all the features of the area. And that also includes, attractions in the area. For example, if it's 45 minutes from Disneyland, or if it's 30 minutes from the wineries, those sort of things. Like a lot of people are obviously going to be drawn to attractions. So you want to certainly take notes of the area. And I would say go as far as even an hour radius in any direction so you can describe it. So basically you want to certainly highlight all those attractions and also all the local amenities. And then of course, all the amenities for your specific property. Some of my other videos, I've got one where I talk about furnishings, and even down to, literally the coffee maker. I get a lot of inquiries, and they'll literally ask me what the coffee maker is at my place. So you want to, certainly describe all the little things and the amenities that you have and the little nice features and nice furnishings that you have at your property. Optimize that property listing. Okay, next one is slow responses. Slow responses could cause you to lose out on a lot of bookings, right? And then also slow responses is extremely important for customer service, in my opinion. I mean, the Airbnb app is like pretty ridiculous how fast it is. Like it's almost like chatting on WhatsApp or something like that. But basically, one thing that I do from a customer service perspective is I just do the best job I can to just respond lightning fast to any sorts of needs. And in fact, with the Nest thermostat at one of my places, I'm able to even see if the house is getting hotter than it should or colder than it should, if there's like something wrong with the AC, because it'll tell me the actual house temperature. And the fact that there's times where I can actually pinpoint an issue and get on it before the traveler. So, obviously that's customer service, so that's not really about millions, but is that responding fast puts you in a much better position to get good reviews, right? So if you don't respond fast to customer service stuff, then you can, be in a situation where you might get bad reviews because of that, right? But basically, when it comes to booking, that's obviously the more important one, because you want to be responding as fast as you can. You got to basically see, obviously, if that booking request is going to kind of match your interest. For me, I don't give the people the ability to do instant book. I just don't do it because I want to review it, because like the last thing I would want is somebody booking a short amount of time, like months and months away. That's like the opposite of what I'd be interested in. So you certainly have to. So for me, I'll get inquiries, and then people will kind of request a book, and even there, like even both VRBO and Airbnb, they're going to actually time your responses. So they're going to give you a host score. So you're going to obviously have to make sure you don't have slow responses, so you can keep that score up and you can get those bookings. Okay, the next one here is number 4. It is purchasing cheap furniture. So what's going to happen, everybody? I mean, yeah, you're going to maybe be tempted to go and buy some cheap furniture, something like Walmart. I think Walmart's a good example. I mean, I've tried to buy some stuff at Walmart furniture, and it just never works. I mean, you got to put it all together, and it's just quite often just terrible furniture. But in general, what's going to happen is if you buy cheap furniture, it's going to fall apart on you, and then you're going to, basically going to have to go then buy better furniture, and then you're going to have to then, spend your time in basically removing the furniture. So it ends up being kind of a pain in the butt, and additional labor costs, and then hauling away, or wasting your time trying to find people that actually might, want the furniture. I mean, buying really nice furniture brand new is obviously very expensive, but it's really important to figure out what you like. At least in my experience, and again, I've kind of been doing this a while, but basically, if you look at the stores that I pretty much like, it's Pottery Barn, West Elm, which are really the same thing, Z Gallery. I don't really do Z Gallery so much anymore because they've kind of changed the way that their look is and stuff, but really those 3. And what I'll do is just, go on Facebook Marketplace, or, back in the day it was Craigslist, but now all that's pretty much on Facebook Marketplace, and just find what you want and just pay a lower amount. In fact, I was emailing a bunch of people, recently about getting a white couch, a sleeper sofa, and ended up getting one for free from someone because they couldn't sell it, and there was nothing wrong with it. I couldn't believe it. It was almost unused, and I got a West Elm sleeper sofa for free. So if you want to buy it new, but if you've got some challenges with respect to finances, then you can go figure out what you like at the top stores and then get it. Okay, so we got number 5 here. So number 5 is spending money on the wrong stuff. So what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is pretty simple. I mean, people can get carried away with their property, right? So if you're going to go and you're going to, I don't know, like build really super fancy closets, or you're going to, just spend all this money on the bathroom and stuff and different things in the bathroom related to the bathroom, that might not be the wisest decision. I mean, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to figure out, at some point, everybody's limited by money and credit, right? But you're going to want to figure out what the focal points of your property are. Like, for example, most of the time, it's going to be like the family room, the kitchen, and then maybe the master, or the outdoor areas like the outdoor deck or the outdoor yard. You're going to want to take these focal points, and you're going to want to invest in those, right? And then you're going to want to invest in those, obviously, because you're going to get professional, photography as well. But don't spend money on the wrong stuff just because you think that people are going to like all this fancy artwork or closet stuff or office stuff. Don't spend money on the wrong stuff. All right, number 6 here on this list is offering discounts or accepting low offers. The problem with this, folks, is that what's interesting is there's so many people that will just pay the rate, right? And what's great is those that pay the rate, the ones that can always afford it without a problem, are usually the best tenants. And it's really so much of the time that the ones that actually lowball you and you actually take it against your kind of internal better judgment are the ones that end up being the biggest pains in the butt. So just don't do it. Figure out your rates, and try them high. And then also what you can always do is you can lower them over time. I mean, if even in midterm rentals, I mean, if you're just getting into this, I mean, pretty much any property is going to do, even a below average, property listing is going to do pretty good. Let's say May to September, right? And what you can do is, at least what I do is, once the beginning of the year comes, even the end of the year for that matter, you can increase the rates for that time frame in between May and September so that you have them really high. And then what will happen is in the beginning of the year, people will be booking that time, right? And then if they're not booking the time, then you can just simply, as the months go on, February, March, April, you can just lower the rates. Anyway, so that's a good strategy to actually get the higher rates, but just don't take the offers. I mean, there's a lot of business out there. You don't need to take the low offers. Okay, number 7 is canceling reservations. Just, don't do it. I mean, I think I never canceled a reservation on Airbnb or VRBO, but my understanding is, that's massive penalties to do that, in terms of like against your score and the way that they do payouts. I mean, I don't want to, speak about the precise penalties that I don't really know about, but I've done it for years, and even, oh my goodness, even declining a reservation is counts against your host score. But canceling reservations is just a red flag for really VRBO and Airbnb. So, just don't do it. Okay, and here we are. Last but not least is don't let a bad review get you down. So the reality is a bad review going to cost you millions? Probably not. I mean, I think that it's certainly fair to say that, you can certainly measure the fact that you're going to have some business affected by getting bad reviews. And I would say, hey, everybody gets them. But in this day and age, I mean, as competitive as Airbnb has gotten, I'd say, man, maybe there's quite a few super nice listings on there that just don't get bad reviews because they're so nice. Actually, I'm trying to stay away from Airbnb just because it's like almost a risk to even host on there. I mean, people just don't like it. I mean, Airbnb is so pro-traveler, they will just do almost anything for them. And if they don't, even like for me, I had a situation over the summer where, I had to do all this work and submit all this documentation. I mean, it basically took me almost a day of work, and I did prevail, which was really nice. I mean, I had a few dollars that they held back, but nothing compared to what was actually requested. And, it took me, it's stressful to begin with. And then also I pretty much had to spend many hours, of my day, doing all that. And that's actually many hours of actually many days. So it was a super big pain in the butt. Anyway, and I got, a bad review from them too, right? So I guess what I'm saying is, I've gotten them, I get great reviews, and then I've got some, a couple bad ones, and it's definitely a downer. And then even with Airbnb, I mean, if you get like a couple bad reviews, like if you get like 2 in a row, like they literally will suspend your listing. They won't. I don't know the exact policy on when they cancel you, but if you get, I think 2 in a row, they'll suspend you for a couple days. So don't let it get you down. It will affect, have a measurable effect on your business. But in this day and age with the internet, I think people, it's kind of common to see a lot of reviews everywhere, and it happens. I mean, it's kind of, impossible to be perfect. So don't let it get you down. So there you go. Those are 8 things that could cause you to lose millions on Airbnb and VRBO. But Airbnb's got way more market share these days. Everybody, hopefully you like that. What I can say is, again, I've done short-term, medium-term rentals. Midterm is actually what it's called now, for a very long time. And what I can say is great about it is, you're not going to make a ton of money, but it is a very dependable path to frequent and continuing 4- and 5-figure deposits. And that's what I've always kind of liked about it. So if you've got a lot of other things, you can do it alongside of other things and build other businesses. And, it is, kind of time consuming, but really not that time consuming. And it is, compared to all the different online businesses you could go after, it is a nice one to consider. If you like this sort of content, regarding rentals and, investments and real estate investments, consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a like, and hopefully I'll see you on another one. Thank you.